Hey everyone, it is Jay Soloff from Investors Alley, and this is our options trade of the week. And before we get to this trade, I just want to mention that it is an educational trade. It is for educational purposes. I will show you how to do it, but it's just for educational reasons. I have actual recommendations in my Option Floor Trading Pro service. This is not one of those. All right, that being said, we are looking at Market Chameleon, marketchameleon.com, an excellent analytical site for looking at options, looking at unusual volume, which is what we're doing here. So what I like to do is come to this unusual options volume page and sort it by volume. And you will see that generally there are bigger names that are at the top that you've heard of. Bank of America, for instance, which has earnings, had earnings this morning. Nvidia, Plug, which has been pretty highly active lately. So quite a bit going on. You can see some pretty big volume here in some of these names. You can also look at that relative volume. So for instance, the Plug is traded 327,000, 328,000. That's twice as much as normal. Day's not quite done yet, but you can see that obviously these are trading more than normal. You can also look and see calls versus puts. Generally speaking, if you have this skewed to one direction or another, if there's more calls, it's generally bullish. If there's more puts, it's generally bearish. It's a little harder if it's something like this, 45-55. It's a little harder to say for sure. But when you see something like this, 86-14, 85-15, generally that's bullish news. And then if you look over here, like for Roblox, you can see it's up over 5% today. So that makes sense that it's 85% calls. Speaking of Roblox, this is a recent IPO. It is a video game company. It's similar, if you're familiar with Minecraft, it's kind of along those lines, where it's something where people can design their own games in the sort of the Roblox world, the Roblox landscape, so to speak, and you charge for those games. And Minecraft is something similar, where you can create these different games within Minecraft. And so Roblox is similar. Of course, Minecraft is owned by Microsoft, and we don't see the split out of that number when they do earnings, but Roblox just went public and it's extremely popular. I have kids at the age that play Roblox, and so I know they're more in the Minecraft, but a ton of their friends play Roblox, and people that I've talked to, a lot of similar situations where their kids are playing Roblox. So it's definitely a popular thing. Is it worth $44 billion? I don't know. The numbers that I saw today, one of the reasons why it's up so much is, they're partnering with Hasbro for toys, but something like 110, like 101 or 110% growth, sales growth, 101% sales growth, 193% expected earnings growth. So there's definitely some big numbers around Roblox, and it does have growth potential. So, valuations when it's so early on are not as important, but it's just interesting to see. Definitely a lot of bullish activity. If we look at the trades, there's not a lot of huge trades in terms of block trades, and generally that means it's probably not as much institutional trading, which is normal for a newer company. You don't necessarily get institutional buy-in right away. The biggest trade is 354 lot spread, so obviously not big size, but a lot of smaller trades. But this one in particular was a 90-10. Looks like a call spread. It could be rolling up a strike, like someone closing 90s and opening 100s, but most likely it's a call spread, probably opening. It could be, there's enough open interest here that it could be closing, but my guess is this would be an opening trade based off of the news that's come out, that again, that their growth numbers are looking really good. They just partnered with Hasbro, so positive news. And in this case, it looks like someone might be buying the 90, selling the 100. It's at $79, so they would make money. This whole trade costs $2, so they would make money. Anything above 92 would be profitable, up to 100 where they can make $8. And this is important when you're talking about This is about a month away, and it's important when you're talking about if your month, 30-35 day options cost $5 for something way out of the money. This is when it's a good time to use spreads. It'll lower the cost quite a bit. Buying the call itself would cost $5 and need to go up to 95, quite a bit higher than 79. Here you're only spending $2 and it only needs to go up to 92. So you can see the sort of the risk reward characteristics of using a spread. So here you can see Roblox hasn't been around, low as 60 here on the first day that it IPO'd. Its high has been 83. So it's been in, kind of a tight range. Well, I wouldn't say tight, 60 to 83, still a wide range, but it hasn't fluctuated as wildly as some other recent stocks that have come out. But here it's about at 80. And if you want to see that May 21, so it's about 36 days expiration. And you can see here about $5 for that 90, about $3 for that 100. So in order to, you could do something like a vertical spread like this trade that we saw where it's the 90, 100, and it costs. So here they spent $2. That's probably about what it costs. It shows 190 here. Quite a bit cheaper than trying to buy calls. I mean, again, look at, if you're looking at the 80, sort of the at the money call, it's an $8 option for 36 days, which is a lot of money to pay for a call. You need to go close to 90 to make money, whereas spending $2 on this call spread, you only need it to go to 92, so not much higher, and you're spending a lot less money. So in cases where options are really expensive, using call spreads are not a bad play. Now I do spreads in my Options Insider service, which is an upgrade to Option 4 Trading Pro, which is the base service where there's a link on this page. In that service, we just buy calls and puts. I wouldn't buy something as expensive as this. We try to keep it to $1.50 or under typically, but there's plenty of opportunities like that for directional trading with options. So if you want to check that out more, then take a look at the service. I will be back next week for more. Thanks.